Yeah, I think for the most part, the more transparent the interface is, the better. If my mind is in the game and I'm seamlessly, manipulating whatever I'm doing in the game as an agent without thinking about the interface, then it's successful. I've played enough first-person shooters to where my fingers are programmed for the WASD keys and the mouse look and all that. And so when I'm playing a first-person shooter, I'm not thinking about my hands at all, even though that's my primary kind of connection into the game. I think that's one of the reasons why the Wii has been so successful. For a lot of people who never played games before, you hand them like an Xbox controller with all these buttons and you start telling them, well, this button makes you go left, that button makes you go right, that button makes you swing. It's a really intimidating thing. It's almost like being, put in a car, and every car has a totally different, set of controls, levers and knobs and things you turn, and they all behave differently. The Wii, you just kind of picked up the controller and swung it like a tennis racket, and you were playing tennis. And I think that was, very successful. I think that it's actually interesting looking at the difference between input and output, and that games were steadily getting, higher res graphics to where they were pumping out, megabytes per second of graphics, but yet at the same time the input was still a few bits per second, through a joystick or a keyboard. Now as we're starting to move into kind of more motion control stuff, I think we're getting a little bit more bandwidth going back in, not much, but it's going to take some learning. I think we're still at kind of the first generation of these things as well, but and at some point, I think we're going to get to deeper and deeper levels. I think one of the things that's kind of been a holy grail for a long time in computer science has been the idea of emotional parsing. Can the computer understand your emotional state the way you would when you're conversing with somebody? I can kind of tell when I'm conversing with you if you're engaged or getting bored or surprised. If the computer had that ability, we could be refining the game on the fly, to find out what parts are boring. Let's skip the boring parts. Oh, let's find the parts you really get into. Let's find the parts where you lean forward and your eyes get wide. If the computer can understand your emotional state at that level, the game in some sense can start evolving to fit you.